Yeah.
So everyone knows we have two types of exceptions, or we can say we have an exception. What are the exception first?
Unwanted event that stops the normal flow of control.
What it is?
Unwanted events that stop the normal flow of the program.
Is an unexpected event that occurs during program execution, correct? So how many types of we can define an exception?
Two types.
Runtime.
There are three types, like using throw keyword we can throw exceptions, and or we can say we have throws keyword which is used to declare the exception, and we can also create custom exceptions creating the class exception, correct? Exception class using, or we can say we can create an custom exception by creating a class for that exception. So these are the something we have done in the last class. Also we have done the file handling, correct? So in the file handling, what we can do, we can create file, we can modify file, we can write data inside our file, we can append data inside our file. So there are two types of method. One is file
Read and
writer, or
write.
second one is buffer writer, correct? We have learned about the file writer method. Using file writer, we can write data inside our file, and you can use buffer reader, buffer writer to uh, optimize this file handling. To optimize this file handling, we use buffer reader or buffer writer to make it fast, correct? So these are the some things we have learned in the last class. So can anyone tell what is an array? We have discussed earlier, right? What is an array?
That is a linear data structure.
It is a linear data structure which store data in a contiguous manner, correct?
Yes, sir.
We have indexes in our array, and there is a property in array, like if we want to store some data or we have to create an array, we have to define the size of it, correct? We have to define a size for it. If we want to create an array, what we have to do?
We have to define its size, int and then the
Like we have
size.
to create an object for that array, and we are defining the size for it, correct? Can an array grow dynamically, or there is a question? First of all, we have a question. So wait a minute, recording is start now. My screen is visual. Creator. Oh, package name is day 14, and inside it we create a class. Okay, so we have created a class named dynamic ds, and inside it we can create a main function. Now we have a question. What is the question? uh, there increase the size of an array from 5 to 10. So we have an array. We have to increase its size from 5 to 10. How we can do it? We have an array name as array1 equal to new int, and we have size of 5. And or we can say we have an array and we have inserted the value from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? We have an array which have size of 5 currently. But I want to store, or we can say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to store in the same array. How we can add it? Can we store this data into a array 1? Can we do it? There is an array named as array1, and we want to store this data in this array. Can we do it? Yes or no?
If size is not defined, then yes.
We haven't defined any size here, but we have already created an array with some data, and you already know that array has a fixed size. Once we created an array, we cannot change its size. There was a property, correct? When we have learned about the array, this is the loops class. Basics, yes. So it should have some data type. It stores one value per index. It stores data in a contiguous manner. Array of indexes, and to store multiple values of same data type. There was some conditions, correct? And we have to define the size of it. We have to define the size of our array. We cannot store data more than array size, correct? So any idea how can we do something like storing the data into the array? Array have a static memory, correct? We cannot increase its size. Can we increase it? No. So if we want to store both data, what we have to do? We have to create
Data
another
UI.
array 2 with size of 10. This is the only option for us. This is the only option for us. Correct? Or we can do anything else. Can we do it? We have to create a new array here. We already have an old array which have size of 5. But if we want to store this more data inside our array, what we can do? We have to create an array. What we have to do? We have to create an array and store the next data inside it. So first, what we have to do? We have to first copy our data. What we have to do? We have to copy our data from array 1 to array 2. Correct? We can do this. We have to copy our data from array 1 to array 2. Then what we can do? Then we can store our new data inside it. That's how we will create an array with the data 1 to 10. That's how we can create it. So what is happening here? if we have a data which is what we have currently, we have array with the size of 5, but we need to increase its size, or we have data for 5, or we can say we have an array for the 5 size only, but we need to store more data, or we can say we have a class, correct? In our class today we have 20 students, but after some time we need to store 100 students more. What we can do? Can we resize an array tomorrow automatically? No. This is why Java introduced the collection framework. So that's why Java introduced the collection framework to store data dynamically. To store the data dynamically. How we can do this? How we can do this? We have a collection framework. We have a collection framework. So we can say collection framework is a set of classes and interfaces used to store and manipulate groups of objects dynamically. How we can store and manipulate groups of objects dynamically? Using the collection framework. So what we can say is a set of classes and interfaces used to store and manipulate groups of objects dynamically. So this is the main use of our collection framework. Using collection framework, we can create dynamic data types. We can use dynamic data types here. So if we give a example for it, imagine a school bag. Inside our school bag, what we can have? We can have bags, books, notebooks, pen, bottle, lunch box. Correct. In our school box, school bag, what we can have? Books, notebook, pen, bottle, lunch box. So the bag is like the collection framework. We have a bag, or we can say we have a collection framework which contains different items, or we can say different data types for our dynamically computation. So what we have inside our collection framework, or we can say different items represent different collection types. So what are the benefits of our collection framework? One is dynamic size. What we are facing here, what is the issue we are facing here? We cannot dynamically increase our array size, correct? So inside our collection framework we can increase our size dynamically. And other one is easy data manipulation. So what we mean by easy data manipulation? Easy data manipulation means it has some predefined functions or methods which can be used to perform data manipulation on the chosen data types. If we choose the data type as ArrayList, or we can say queue, we can have linked list, we can have multiple data types we can have inside our collection framework as well. So these are the some dynamically grown dynamic size with these are the data types with some dynamic size. So we have multiple types of data types inside our collection framework. Other than ready-made methods, we can say ready-made methods. We got some ready-made methods inside our collection framework. If we have to perform some operation on array, we have to write our own function, but inside our collection framework we can have multiple methods like add, remove, delete, and there are multiple. So we can use those methods directly manipulate our data, or we can say better performance. How it will give us better performance? Like we are to grow the size of this array, what we have to do? We have to create a new array. then we have to copy our old data, then we can store the data here, but it will happen automatically in our collection framework. So if we want to increase the size of our array, or we can say if we have more data in future in our collection array, so it what will happen, it will increase its size automatically. So it will give us some better performance, or it has some already proven methods, or we can say it has proven functions already defined inside it, which can uh, give us optimized result. So that's why we use collection framework as well. It has reusability. We don't have to write these methods again and again by ourselves. Our collection framework already defined this in their code. They have already defined those methods and classes, so we can directly use them. So it increases reusability as well. If we say we have array and we have collection, so can anyone tell some differences between it, arrays or collection? There can be some differences between it, between them, array and collection.
collection you store the data.
What can be?
Fixed memory, the
Fixed
fixed
size.
size and dynamic size.
There will be dynamic size, correct? Other one,
Memory wastage.
stores same type. And in collection, what we can have in collection, stores object. In collection we can store objects. We will see in like HashMap, or we can say we have HashMap. In HashMap we can directly store objects as well, or we can say we can also store data as objects inside our array list as well. So these are the some uses of dynamic methods, or we can say dynamic data type. It can have few methods. Our Java also have our normal array also have some methods, correct? Like dot length. It has a in array we have dot length property, correct? Like that we have methods as well inside our array. But in collection framework we get multiple types of methods pre-built, so more flexible, or we can say many built-in methods we got inside it. In collection framework we got many built-in methods, we don't have to write it again and again. It is faster, our arrays are faster, but our collection framework are more flexible. Why? Because arrays have fixed size and we can directly manipulate it, but in collection framework it doesn't have any fixed size. It has like dynamic size, so it can be it can take some time to store the data or manipulate the data when our size grows dynamically. But in array we have a fixed size, so we know that it has only these types of indexes and there is no other thing inside it. But inside our collection framework it can grow, it can shrink. That's why it is little bit slower than arrays, but it is more flexible for us. It cannot grow, or it was already like fixed size or and dynamic sizes can grow automatically, and uh, it cannot grow, correct? So these are the some differences of arrays and collection, normal data type and collection data type, we can say. What can be a collection framework architecture? What will be the collection framework architecture? How collection work? It is a framework, right? So it can have multiple things. what is the collection framework architecture? Like this, if we can say, we have a collection framework architecture, something like this. So what it is? We have iterable, and inside our iterable, what we have? List, set, and queue. So inside our iterable, what we can have? We can say we have iterable. Iterable is a class, or we can say iterable is a it is iterable inside Java lang or Java util. So this is our iterable here. It is an interface, correct? We have an interface name is iterable. Inside iterable, we have collection. We have collection interface. We have a collection interface, correct? And inside this collection, what we have? List, set, and queue. We have three things: list, set, and queue. So these are the items we had inside our collection framework. So list, set, and queue. Inside our list, what we can have? Inside our list, we have array list, linked list, and vector. And we also have map. Inside map, what we can have? Inside our map, it is a separate interface. It doesn't belong to this lineage. In this lineage, we don't have map. Map is a separate interface. So inside map, what we can have? We have HashMap and TreeMap, but all of it comes under the collection framework. So inside collection framework, we have iterable. Iterable have collection. Collection have list, set, and queue. So each and everything have their different rules to perform. Inside list, what we can have? We have three types of list: array list, linked list, and vector. And there is set and there is queue as well. And we have map. Inside map, what we can have? We have two types of map. One is HashMap and second one is tree map. Is it clear? What are the map we have inside? So this is a separate interface, and these in these classes or interface comes under the iterable and collection framework, collection interface. Is it clear? If we see, we have a list, correct? First, what we have? We have list inside collection framework. What we have inside collection interface? What we had? List. List is ordered. Ordered means it has indexes, it has some indexes, and it will be in a order manner. And the second one is set. What is the set? What is the set? Set is unique elements. Inside our set, we have all unique elements, or we can say inside a set we can only store unique elements. If we try to store 1 1 2 2 3 3, then it will not store each and every number. It will store 1 only once, it will store 2 only once, it will store 3 only once. So when we need to store the unique data inside our collection, we use set there. Other one is queue. So what is the use of queue? To perform the FIFO data structure. To perform the FIFO data structure, first in first out. To create a queue, we use queue data collection, queue data structure from collection framework. Other than that, we have map. What is the map? Inside map, we can store key value pair. What is the key value pair? We can have one key, and for that key we can have value. So it is inside our hash map we can store data in a key value pair. So you can say you have seen the JSON data structure. It is a type of map, something like that. It has some keys, and for that key it has some data. So that's how we store data inside our map. So first what we will, sorry guys, first we will learn about the list interface. What is the list interface? What we got inside our list interface? Array list, correct? We have array list inside it. We have array list here. So what is array list, or what is the list? It stores elements in insertion order. It maintain order, correct? How we store data inside our list, it maintains that order. If we are storing data at first, it will store in 0th index. Then we add more data, it will store at the first index, it will store into the second index, then it will move to the third index, correct? So that's how our list grows. Similarly, like array, inside array we have indexes, it also have some indexes, and it will be working in a order manner and allows store data in a insertion order and allows duplicate values. Inside our list we can have duplicate values. Inside our list we can have duplicate values, correct? Like in set we are storing unique values, correct? But inside our list we can have duplicate values as well. So how we can define an array list? How we can define an array list? First, what we have to do, we have to import, what we have to import? Java dot util, and inside that util what we can have? Array list. Inside that array, util class, what we have? Array list. We can directly get it from here. So how we can define an array list? We have to define an array list, and there is a diamond brackets we have to use. We use this bracket to define the data type what we want to store inside our array list. So here I think we can store a string. We create an string array list, and inside it we will store students new. Then we will define it like this. So here we don't have to define the size. If we want to define it like this, what it will do, it will create a size of array list of 5 for the initial capacity, but it will grow automatically when we need to add more data inside it, correct? So we don't need to define it here. So it will create an array list with their original size or their default size, and after that when we store more data inside it, it will grows automatically. So that's how we can create an array list. This is the syntax for our array list. For what we have to do, first we have to import it from java util.ArrayList, and after that what we can do, we have to create an array list. We have to define the data type for which we have to create an array list. We are creating an array list for a string, so we are defining this data type inside it. We have to name that data type, that variable, or we can say that array list we have to give some name. So we are giving it students and equal to, then we have to use new keyword. After that what we have to use, we will define our array list again. We will store it, store the, we will use empty diamond brackets, and after that we have to define the close brackets. We can also write it like this, but it is not required to, or we can say it is not compulsory to write it like this. So we can simply write it like this. So that's how we can define a array list. That's how we can define an array list here. Is it clear how we can define an array list? Now we have created an array list here. Now how we can insert data inside this array list? How we store the data inside our array? how we can insert data inside our array?
Using loops.
Students dot add, and then we can add any string.
Correct. But when we are using array, what we have to do? We have to define the indexes. If we have to store the data in our student array, what we have to do? We have to provide the students array index, and then we can store the data. Something like that. We can store data like this in array if it is an array. If it is an array, but it is not an array. We are using array list here. So we cannot directly store the data like this. What we can do? Why we are not storing it using the indexes right now? Because we are not defining it as a this is an array list and it can grow when we store the data inside it. Correct. So there is a method name is add. So using add method we can also store the data in add index as well, or in order. We can store the data in a order, insertion order. So if we use simple add, what will happen? If we store the data like this, what will happen? It will insert Rahul inside our students array. Correct. If we store something as Amit and add, and we will store Rahul again. So what will be the students array list for us? If we try to print out it, what we will get? If we print out, what we will get here?
Rahul.
When we try to print our array, what we will get directly? If we try to print
Rahul
our
Amit.
array like this, what we will get?
Rahul Amit.
Let's check. Or for now, I'm creating an array. If we print this, what we will get? If we print this, what will be the output here?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. We have seen in the previous class now. What will be the output here? I don't think we have written it here. If we run this, it will give us some random value. What it will give us? Some random value, because it is an object for us. For Java, it is an object. Array is an object here. We are trying to create an array, but if we directly print it, it will give us an random value. Why? Because it is an object for it. If we try to write something like toString, then what we will get? Then also we will get same thing. Correct. So it is an object for it. But if we try to print the students here, what we will get? Now I want to
Rahul
print
Amit.
the students as well here. We are also creating an object for students. Correct. For students is also an object. For the new array list, we are creating an object of array list. Correct. Array list is a class for us. Array list is a class which is extending abstract list. But what we are doing there, we are creating an object of it. We are creating an object of array list here. Creating it. What we are doing? We are creating an object from array list. Now we are trying to print it. What we will get? we will get our list as it is, name with value. We are getting our list with value. Why? See, when we are creating an array list, we have some, there is int initial capacity. This is a constructor. In this constructor, we are defining initial capacity. If initial capacity is greater than 0, what it will do? It will create an object array. It is creating an object array, and this object array, we will be storing the, it has some store initial capacity, which have, like initial capacity, we created an array with 5 initial capacity, it will start with the 5 capacity. But if initial capacity equal to 0, it will be empty, and similarly it will create data like this. It will create array for us. And we have also we have here, so if we try to print this array list directly, it will give us this, because it has already created some default method to print the data here in this form. Why it is giving us data like this? Because it is already giving us some default methods which is returning data in this format. So that's why we are getting it like this. If we call the toString here, it will be the same, correct? It will be same. If we try to print the student.toString, it will be same, because it is already defining this toString method inside ArrayList. If we try to find it to string, we have any method either to, there is no toString method, so I think it will be calling from the abstract list class. It is coming from this. Inside this we can have it has some default method which returns the data in this format, so that's why it is giving us like this when we try to print it. Another common method, now we have some method inside our array list. What are these methods? What are these methods we can have? First is add. It has some inbuilt methods. One is add, correct? Using add we can insert data inside it. if we have
Append.
create, if we have created it like 3 and we have removed, we have done this, what will be the output? It has empty array. It has empty array. If we have removed this, then also it will be empty array for us. Until we will provide some data inside it, it will not show any, it will not return anything inside it, correct? If we try to print this data like this, it will show empty array. There is some method name is, if we provide the 3 initial capacity and dot, there is size method. There is no length method inside our array list. We have size method. If we try to print it, what we will get? 0, because we haven't added any data in it. If we add some data, then what we will get? We will get 3 here. Clear? One first method was add. Second method is size. Third is remove. We have remove method as well. What is the use of remove? What is the use of remove?
To remove the data from the array list.
To remove the data from the array list. How we can do this? If we try to student dot, now what we will do? We can remove it using two things. We have two types of methods inside our remove. One is object. We can directly remove the data by object, or we can directly remove the data by index. If we want to remove data by index, we can also provide our index value here. But for now, what we will do? We will provide the value. We want to remove Rahul here. And after that, we will try to print out this. So what we will get? Amit and Rahul. What it is, what it does? We have removed the Rahul. So what it does? It removed the first Rahul from our list. What it is doing? It is removing the first Rahul from our list. It doesn't remove this Rahul, correct? It only removed the first Rahul from our list. So it will iterate from the start. It will try iterate from the start and remove the first occurrence of Rahul. That's how we can remove it. Or what we can do? If we write it to, so what will be the output here? What will be the output for this, students?
Rahul.
Output क्या होगा?
Rahul.
Rahul Amit.
Rahul.
There will be the output which is Rahul Amit. Why? Because it will remove this second index data. It also starts from the 0th index. Our array list starts from the 0th index. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So when we provided 2, it will remove this Rahul. Correct? Is it clear how index system works inside our array list and how we can use remove here? Other than this, what we can have? We have method name as set. So what we can do?
I find that.
What is the set method? To insert our data in a given index. If we want to insert our data in a given index, what we can use? Set. So here what is happening? If we are trying to add some data, it is appending behind of our on the next index. If we are trying to append some data or add some data, it is inserting data after, or we can say it is inserting data for the next index. So first there is no data, so we have inserted Rahul at 0th index, we have inserted Amit at 1 index, we have inserted Rahul at 2nd index. So that's how our add works, correct? But we want to insert data at our given index. What we can use? Set. So it has two parameters we have to provide. First is index, second is element. So if we try to add it 0, comma, and then we will try to print it. What will be the output?
Nikhil, Rahul, Amit, Rahul.
For the confusion, I can remove it, because first it will remove Rahul and then it will remove Rahul again. So we only have Amit here. in this array list, what we can have? Amit only here. So what will be the output here?
Nikhil Amit.
At this point, it have only Amit. Correct? It will have only Amit at this point. Correct? Because we are removing data from the second index. We are removing data from the second index. So it will remove this Rahul. And after that, we are removing Rahul again. So it will remove this Rahul as well. So what we will get is after that, we will have only Amit inside our list. Now I am setting at 0th index value from Amit to Nikhil. So what will be the output here? Nikhil. Why? Because it will replace the data at 0th index. So we had Amit here only, and after that it will replace it. Correct? If we try to print it again, what we will get? First we have Amit. Here what we have? Amit. Then I have inserted data at 0th index, so we got Nikhil here. If I try to write it like this, what will be the output? What will be the output? Index to out of bound. We have said that our array list is a dynamic list, correct? We have already discussed that our array list is a dynamic. It can increase. But when we try to set some data using a specific index, if that index is not exist in our array list, it will give us exception, which is index out of bound exception. If we try to insert the data at first index as well, it will also give us same exception. Here, if I am not using set and we are directly using add here, so what we will get? If I try to use add method here, so it will work fine. It will add the data, correct? But when we are trying to use the set method, what we have to provide? A valid index. If we want to set or it will replace the current index data. So that index should be exist in our array list. If that index doesn't exist in our array list, it will show us an exception. Is it clear?
Sir, what about append?
Append in array list, if we try to use append, there is no method for it. Or we can say we have method name as add, which is already an append method. It always append data at last index. When we try to add data in our array list, it will already appending data at last. So we have multiple methods. One is add. We can also provide index at our method. If we try to provide the index here, and I will give 4, which this index will not exist inside our array list. If I want to try to add it, something like this, what it will return? It will also give us index out of bound, because this index not exist inside our array list yet. So we cannot directly provide the data using index until that index is already exist in our array list. Is it clear? We have two things in we have multiple add functions as well. One is add first. We can add our data at first. So if we try to add this using this function, what we will get? Our name will, wait a minute, somewhere we are using index, so it will giving us error, or we can use 0 here, correct? So what will be the output here? Now we are, there is Amit at 0th index, correct? So it will replace with Nikhil, and after that what we will do? We will add our data at first. So this name should be added at first. Name will be added at first, correct? Is it clear how we can use add first? Similarly, we have add last method as well. Add last. But our add function also work as add last as well. If we are using normally add function as well, it will also work same as add last. So there is nothing different inside it. Last name. If we provide a last name here, so what it will do? Sorry, I haven't printed it. So it will add this data at last, correct? It is adding this data at last. When we are trying to add the first data, we can use add first. So if we use similarly, if we use add method as well, it will work same as add last. If we use add method as well, it will also work as add last. Is it clear? After that, what we have? We have get method as well. Now we have added our data, but inside our array, what we have to do? We are using indexes directly, correct? To get some data, what we are using? Something like this, array 0. Something like that we are getting our data inside our arrays, but in our array list we use get method to get the data. So we can say system.out student.get, and there we can provide index here. If we provide 1, it will give us data at index 1, correct? It is returning us the data at index 1. We also have get first get last method as well. So if we try to get first, and we have last as well. So what we can do? We can use student dot get last. So here what we are getting? There we will get the data for the index we have decided. There we will get the data for the first index, and for this we will getting the data at last index. So using get first, we can, instead of using get first, we can also use 0, correct? Index 0. And for the get last, we can provide student dot size -1 inside this get. So we can do it. Here we will get Nikhil for the first index, and for the first we will get the name. For the last we will get the last name. Clear? That's how we can use get method here. After that, what we have? We have contains. What the contains method use? Why we use contains method?
To check that the values in the array list or not.
Contains. If I write, what will be the output here? What will be the output here? It will return us true false value, correct? If I write something this, it will give us false value, correct? So it will return true false value. It will return us true false value here. After that, what we have? We have clear method as well. We have a method named as clear. So what is the use of clear method? What is the use of clear method? If we call this clear method, our output for our student become what will be the output here? Our array list become empty. What we are doing using the clear method, we can empty our array list. We have one method name as isEmpty as well. We have a method name as isEmpty. We can use this isEmpty method to check if our array list is empty or not. There is clear method, and we also have isEmpty method. Clear? Is it clear? If we print it, it will give us true. So that's how there are multiple inbuilt method we got inside our collection framework. That's why we use collection framework to use, or we can create a flexible data structure. In most of the place, we always try to use array list instead of array when we are trying to create an application, or we are trying to create any function, or we can say we are trying to create an module or development. We always try to use array list there instead of array. Why? Because it is more flexible and resistance to the errors. We can easily handle exceptions, errors inside our array list, but when we are trying to use array, it can be handful for us to write multiple methods inside it, and it can create mess for our code. Here we got multiple inbuilt methods which can be used directly. So if I want to write a for loop for this list, what we can do? We can use this loop as well. We can directly write like this, and what we will get? Value for each index. We don't know about the index, correct? So, or we can create an error, or we can create a for loop using int I equal to 0 to students dot size. But we can also create our loop like this, so it will print the value for our student here. Wait a minute. Okay, we have to write like this, we have to remove it, then we can run it. So after that, what we will get? Name, Nikhil, last name. That's how we can iterate our students array list using for loop. Clear? Is it clear how we can use array list?
Yes.
Similarly, we have linked list, set, HashSet, TreeSet, queue, HashMap, map interface, but it will be difficult to understand. We will see list today, so we will check about the linked list after it. How many of you know about the linked list? What is the linked list?
So it is a linear data structure, uh, like array, but like in array we have elements stored in contiguous memory locations. But in linked list, one element stores data and the memory address of the next element. So the data is not, elements are not stored in contiguous memory locations.
So in this linked list, we have a linear, it is also a linear data structure, but it doesn't store data into the contiguous manner. It has address of next data and it have value inside it. So we can there is methods we can use to create a linked list using node. We can create node class, and inside that node class we can provide the address for our next link. We can say we create a link for the next element. That's how we can create a linked list using Java when we are trying to create a custom linked list. But in collection framework, we already have a linked list class, or we can say linked list inside our collection framework. We can use directly. So if we say in array list how we store data, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, something like this, correct? Inside our array list, we store our data like this, correct? But in our linked list, how we store this same data? 10 with address of next data 20, address of next data 30, address of next data 40, address of next data 50, correct? That's how we store data inside our linked list in our data structure manner. So how we can create a linked list using collection framework? How can we create a linked list using collection framework? We similarly use linked list, and here we will provide the string. It can be any data type, or we write a city here, new. We can create it similarly like array list. So using collection framework, we can create linked list similarly to array list, but working of it inside it will different from the array list. Why? Because array list is storing data into the contiguous manner. In linked list, it can have random addresses of data. So if I want to add data, we can directly use add method, similar to, it has similar methods as array list inside our Java. If we are using collection framework, it has similar methods as array list. But then why we have to use linked list, not array list? Then why we are trying to use linked list when we have to use linked list? Any reason? We can have similar methods as array list inside our linked list as well. But why we have to use it? First we have array list, and then we have, correct, we have linked list. So we have two types of data type. And what is the difference? When we need to create a data where search is more often, or there is a heavy search we have to implement, then we use array list. When we have to implement heavy search, what we will use? We will use array list. Why? Because it has fast search. But when we need to, when our operations have the requirement of insertion and deletion, we are frequently inserting data, we are frequently deleting our data, so we use linked list there. Fast insert and delete. When we need to perform some operation which required fast insertion and deletion, we use linked list. But when we need fast searching, we use array list there. Other than this, what will be the difference? It uses array to create a array list. We use internally, it is using array, but linked list is using nodes. It is creating nodes and inserting data in a node. After that, more random access. Why random access? Can anyone tell why we can access data randomly inside our array list? Why we can access our data randomly in our array list? Because array list use internally arrays, correct? To create an array list, we Java collection use arrays, so it has some indexes. We can directly access data randomly from the indexes using indexes, but inside our linked list we don't have any indexes. We have sequential access. We can access data in a sequential manner. We have to, if we want to reach the third node, we have to start from the head node, then we will move to the first node, then we will move to the second node, then we will reach our destination node, correct? So it has sequential access, but in our array list we can access data randomly using indexes, correct? So these are the some differences in array list and linked list. Both have same functions. It can also have add, it can have remove, it also have clear method, it also have is empty method, it also have those methods we are trying to. It has set method, it has get method, it has get first method, it has get last method. So methods are same as array list inside our linked list as well. Is it clear? But working is different for both cases. It totally depend on linked list working, and it depends on the arrays working. It internally uses arrays, and linked list internally use nodes. These are the some difference between array list and linked list. Clear? And now we see set. What is the use of set? Set stores unique data, correct? Set stores unique data. So how we can create an has set? We can use HashSet, and inside it we will store data. And if I try to create a names HashSet using HashSet, it will be created like this. Every collection data type is created some similar to like this. We have provided the data type here, or we can say we have to define the collection framework here, or we can say collection data type we want to create. So we will define it, this has set class here. After that, what we have to provide, we have to provide the data types for which we have to creating for which we are creating the data, and we will have to define the name, then when new keyword, then similar has set, then diamond bracket, then close bracket. That's how we will create any collection framework data type. So this will be the same for each collection framework data type. Now what we can do, we can add data inside it, and inside we will add data similar to previous one, correct? Amit, and what will be the output if I try to print it? What will be the output for 105 line? What will be the output?
Rahul, Amit. Sir, Rahul, Amit.
What will be the output?
Rahul, Amit.
Rahul, Amit. Why? We are adding three data here. We are adding Rahul, we are adding Amit, then we are trying to add Rahul again.
So it is a unique set as well. They are
It
two
is
new.
an collection data type which have unique values,
Yes.
which stores unique values only, correct? So it will only return us Rahul and Amit, correct? Is it clear how our set works? How our set works? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
We also have TreeSet as well. We also have TreeSet. What is the TreeSet?
Data structure hierarchy.
It is a
Parent,
data structure which work as a tree data structure
parent-child
type.
relationship.
It works as a tree. It
Parent-child
works with
relationship.
the tree data structure. So how tree data structure works? It has a root node and it has some branch node. Correct? It has some branches. So if we try to create a tree set here, how we can create tree set? Now we are working as a set, or we are, can say we are creating a set here. So it should also have a unique values. Correct? It should also have a unique values. If I create an tree set, also see one thing here. Until now we are creating some collection data structure using strings only, but now we are creating an data structure using integer. So we cannot write int here. We cannot write int here. Why? Because it requires object, and these are the some primitive data types. What are these kinds of data types? Are primitive data types. Correct? So it cannot be a primitive data type. It should be a object, or it should be a some data type which is not a primitive data type. So string is, we already know string is not a primitive data type, but int is a primitive data type. So what we can use, instead of it we can directly use integer here. What is this integer? It is an wrapper class. What is the integer is? It is an wrapper class. It wraps our int into the integer class. We are just creating a class for our primitive data type. So each, because we also know that our Java works as a class and objects. So integers, normal int is not a class or object. So what we have to do, we have to create a class which is wrapping our that primitive data type. So for that we will create integer here. We have, similarly we have uh, for float. We also have float. For boolean, we also have boolean. So these are the some wrapper class we use here. Is it clear why we use integer wrapper class here? Inside it, it is wrapping the int. It is wrapping the primitive data type int. Correct? It is, we are defining type as int here. Correct? From where? Primitive data, primitive class. So that's how we will create tree set here. And this tree set, what we have created a tree set. Now it tree set have some unique properties. Correct? It will store data in a sorted manner. It will store data in a sorted manner. If we try to store data inside it, for now we will storing data randomly. Numbers dot add 30, numbers dot add 10, numbers dot add 40, numbers dot add and 20. What will be the output of this?
50, 30, 10, 40, 20.
What? What will be the output here for the tree set?
5.
Hmm? What we will get output when we try to print this tree set here?
So 50, 30, 10, 40, 20.
50, 30, 10, 40, 20. Wrong. This will not be
Why?
our output here. It will give us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It will give us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Why? It automatically sorts data. What it will do? It will automatically sorts data. Is it clear? Is it clear how we will store data inside our tree set? In tree set, it will source data automatically. If we try to store it like this, what will be the output? If we try to store the duplicate data, what it will return? It will return only unique elements. It will ignore any duplicate data. Automatically sorts data and unique elements. Correct? Why unique elements? Because it is a set. So each set have unique elements only. Set has a property which stores unique elements, and it is a tree set. That's why it will automatically sorts data. Is it clear? Similarly, we have queue. If you already know about the queue, how queue data structure works, it will be easier for us. If it will be easier to understand what is a queue. Can anyone tell?
Before first in, first out.
What it is? It
Be-
works on
Before
FIFO.
first in, first out.
First in, first
First.
out. So you have already seen the queue in a ticket line, counter line, correct? And when we need to, or we can say, we have to do multiple operations, what we will do? We arrange them in a queue manner. So first we will define our priority task, then other task, then other task. That's how we will define our task. So first, when our first task is finished, we will go to the next task, then no next task, then next task. So first in, first out. So whichever task is comes as first, it will complete it first. Correct? We will work on that first. So that's how our queue data structure works. So how we can create a queue inside our collection framework using collection framework? We can similarly we have to use same thing, queue string, and here what we can create queue, and similarly we have to create a queue here. Wait,
Please start tomorrow this topic.
wait, I think I have, okay. Huh. Queue is also comes from the linked list. If we try to create it using this queue string, because queue is an interface here. Queue is an interface here, and we can't directly use it. If we want to create a queue directly using this queue interface, we have to implement each and every functions here. If we want to use this queue interface, we will have to implement each and every function. So inside our Java, what we can use? We can use linked list. We can use linked list to create our queue. So this linked list work as a queue for us. If we create a queue using linked list, it will work as a it will behave like a queue for us if we use it like this. So what we can do, if we want to enter any data inside our queue, what we can use? We have to use offer here. There is a method named as offer. which we can use to insert our data. Queue dot offer, and there is other methods name as queue dot poll, and so each and every method we will use inside our queue, we can directly use it from here. We have peak method, contain, and each and every method which we already have in our array list, we can directly use in our queue as well. But it also have some special methods name as offer, poll, and there is some method name as queue dot peak. So what does queue dot offer done? It will add data. It will add data at last of our queue. If we try to run this, what we will get? Here we get A. Why we will get A? If we done the queue dot poll, why we will get A? And after that, inside our queue, we only have B, correct? And when we done the queue dot peak, what we had? C. Then what will be the output? What will be the output for this?
C.
For this line, what will be the output here? If we try to queue dot poll, what will be the output?
B and C.
First 118 line. For the queue dot poll, what will be the output here? Not the other line. We have a queue dot offer, correct? So how our queue will be constructed? A, B, and C, correct? In our queue, currently what we have? A, comma B, comma C. Like this, we have some data A, B, and C. That's how our queue done. First A enters, then B enters, then C, because it's a first in, first out. So queue dot poll, what does the poll do? What poll do? What is the work of poll? It removes first data. How poll works? Poll remove first data. So q dot poll will be A here, correct? If we try to q dot poll here, so it will remove our A from our list. It will remove this data and return us. So it will return A here. So A will be printed here. After that, for the Q, what we get? In Q, what we get? B, comma, C. We get two data inside our queue now because we have removed the A. Using q dot poll, what we have done? We have removed the A from it. Now what we had inside our queue? We have B and C. So at the top of our queue, what we had? We have B here. So when we try to q dot peak, what we will get? We will get B. Correct? This will be our output. For the q dot poll, what we will get? A. For the q, we will get B comma C. After that, when we try to peek inside it, we will get B because first data is B here. Is it clear? If we poll it again, here what we will get? B. And now what will be the output here? C. What is the difference between peak and poll? Can anyone tell?
Peak
What is the
top
difference between peak and poll?
peak gives a element which is on top of that queue at that moment.
Correct.
This time.
And poll?
It removes the
remove.
first element.
Yes.
It removes the first data and return it. And what does peak do? It just return the first element. So peak does not remove our first element, but poll will remove it. So this is the basic difference between it. So when we do poll, it will just remove the first element and return it. But when we try to peak, it just return the first element without removing it. So inside our queue, C is already exist. Correct? C already exists in our queue after these operations. That's how our queue works. Is it clear how queue works? This is the property of queue now. First in, first out. So if we are doing poll, it will remove the first element. And if we are using offer, it will add it after the first element. It will add at last, or we can say it will be a last, or we can say last in, last out. We can say it, if we insert some data inside our queue at last, it will remove last. Correct? If we insert any data inside our queue at last, it will remove at last. Is it clear? Why first in, first out? Because it will remove at top and add at last. Queue remove at first and add at last. We can say that remove at first and add at last. Is it clear how queue works? Is it clear? There is lot of doubt, I know. If someone has not already know about the queue, there can be some doubts, but these are the some collection framework we are using here. So that's why we are not, we have to finish the full stack development, so we are not focusing more on the data structure. But if we have to learn about it, you can directly uh, check some playlist as well, so you can directly learn about the data structures from there. Correct? So these are the some data structures we frequently use inside our applications. And we also have a data structure named as map. What is the map? What is map? It store data in the key value pairs. What is key value pair? Can anyone tell?
It's just like array. It have a key, and for value it could have
No.
string index.
It is similarly, you can say it has some key, and that key associates some value. And inside our array, what we have to do? We are we are not defining our indexes. Correct? Inside our array, we are not defining our indexes, but inside our map, we have to define our key. Key can be anything. It can be string, it can be number, it can be character, it can be anything. Correct? It can be object, it can be anything we can define as key inside our array, inside our map. So if we say we have a, for example, 101 Rahul, and we have inserted some data for Amit, and we can also have 03. So that's how we store data inside our map. We have two things: we have keys, we have values. We can have key and value. Inside our map, we have two things. One is key, one is value. How we can store this data? Key can be anything, any data type. We can create that key with any data type, correct? So how we can create HashMap? How we create map? There is one map named as HashMap inside our data structure. How HashMap work? We have HashMap. Inside this HashMap, what we have? We have integer, we have string, and if we try to create, we have already created now students, or we can say HM for now, correct? New HashMap we can create directly. So that's how we can create an HashMap. And how we can insert values inside it? HM dot put. There is a method named as put. Put is used to insert the value inside our HashMap. So we will insert the data. So it will store the 101 as key. So whenever we need to access this data, we have to provide this key. Correct? When we want to access this data, we have to provide this key. Similarly, key should be, now what will happen if we try to insert data like this? If we want to insert the data like this, what will be the output? What will be the output here? For HashMap, what will be the output? We have inserted 3 data inside our HashMap. What will be the final output? Can anyone tell? What will be the output here?
101 Rahul, because we have the similar type of keys.
Let's check it. It will give us this output only. It will give us this output only. Why? Key has a feature. Key should be unique. Value can be repeated, but key should be unique inside our HashMap. If we are creating an HashMap, creating a HashMap, our keys should be unique there. So if we try to hm.put 101 again and again, it will just replace the value. It will just replace the value for it. Now what will be the output? Now we got 3 different keys, 101, 102, 103. So it will return 101 Nikhil, 102 Amit, 101 Rahul, 102 Amit, 103 Nikhil. It can be, it doesn't, like, we can also create keys some similar like this. It will not give us any error. Keys can be anything, and it will give us, it will not give us like in a contiguous manner. We have inserted 101 first, then 550, then 99776, but it will give us the random value here, correct? It will give us random value if we try to print it. 9970. Why? Because if we change it to 500, there can be any other sequence. It is returning 500 Amit. Why? Because it is a hash map. So inside our hash map, keys stored as a as hash value. What is hash value? What is a hash value? Keys stored as a hash value. It doesn't store keys directly inside our hash map. it stores keys as a hash value. Hash value is, it can generate some random value for our 101, it will generate random value for 500, it generate random unique value for 99776. So, and why it use hash value? To increase the speed of searching. It is used to increase the speed of searching. It generates some hash value, and it has some hash algorithm which iterate to the hash map and return us value for that hash value. Is it clear how hash map works? If we need to get the data from the particular index or using the key, can we get the data? If I try to get the data using 500, what will be the output here, Amit? If we try to get the data using this, we will get, Amit, we can use keys to retrieve our data here. Now how we can iterate this hash map? Now how we can iterate this hash map? To iterate it, we have a special we have to create a entry set for it. It has some similar to this string entry. After that, we have to provide the hm dot entry set, and it is something like this, and you can iterate our data inside entry dot get key. We got two methods, entry dot get key, and we also have one method as entry dot get value. So it will return us data. When we try to using hash when we try to use hash map, it will return, we can iterate it something like this. Is it clear how we can iterate our hash map? To iterate our hash map, we have to create a map dot entry. Here we have to define the data type for which we have created the hash map. We have to create an entry for our map, and it will give us entry here, hm dot entry set. We have to get the entry set from our hash map. In our hash map, we have something called as entry set, which is required to get the we convert our hash map into the entry set, and that entry set, using that entry set, we will get entry here, and entry we have get key and get value methods. We doesn't have directly method like hm dot. If we try to get hm dot get key, we doesn't have any method like this. We only have hm dot get or default method. So first we have to create convert it into the entry set, then we can only access our data. So that's how we can iterate our hash map. Clear? Is it clear? You guys in the tomorrow assessment, there can be some questions from the hash map as well, or array list. We will give some questions inside in tomorrow's assessment, so you can practice it there. So this is our collection framework we can use, correct?